CASCAIS on the Atlantic seaboard of Portugal is one of the most popular racing areas with the TP52 class. With a well-deserved reputation for big wins and waves, the 52 Super Series teams love the high-speed, high-octane physical test that CASCAIS usually offers.
I like the waters. The area is pretty nice. It's a very good location for sailing, that's for sure.
9 teams convened in CASCAIS to challenge for the Rolex TP52 World Championship 2022 title. Among the fleet are 3 winners or past winners: Sled, the defending champions; Quantum Racing, 3 times world champions during the 10 years of the 52 Super Series; and Platoon, who have won the title twice. The World Championships come hard on the heels of the season opener in Bayona, Galicia, where Quantum Racing won ahead of Platoon and Phoenix.
We are confident on our tools. We know we can always get better, and this is what we've been trying in the last 4 days. Keep improving every day.
Tom Slingsby arriving fresh from an impressive Sail GP win in Chicago, sailing on the Plattner family's Phoenix. The Australian 2 times World Sailor of the Year is tactician, and the Phoenix team are highly fancied.
It's the start of a long event. You'd probably put the favourites as Quantum and Platoon, and then maybe us and Sled as good chances also. So probably the underdogs slightly. I haven't been in that role too much lately, so I'm pretty pleased with that.
But while CASCAIS is usually a windy, wavy destination, it becomes clear before racing even starts that the Portuguese trade winds are temporarily switched off, and the first few days will be light. And indeed, day 1 is gentle with 6 to 8 knots of breeze for the first 2 races. Andy Soriano's Allegra team have been on the podium before in CASCAIS and prove they know the racetrack in light airs too, as they lead the Thai team on Vayu round the windward mark first time up. So while Allegra roll on to take first blood, with Quantum Racing taking second ahead of Vayu. World champion Sled a tone after taking a penalty in the first race, as the white-hulled boat leads through the finish line of race 2 with Quantum Racing second, and so 2 second places. Quantum Racing have thrown down the gauntlet for the championship.
Luckily we managed to survive the day and had two second places, which is a pretty good start. We came out there with a goal of getting to the last day with a chance to win, and we accomplished that today.
Well, day 2 sees a little bit of a repeat of the previous day, Allegra leading all the way around the course from the first upwind beat to take the winning gun, but unfortunately they're alternating with some pretty heavy scores. Platoon win the 4th race, the second of the day, reading the left shifting breeze best, but after a 2-3 for the day, Quantum Racing strengthened their hand.
Last race was pretty good, and the first race was not that bad as well, but everybody was tackling on us on the first upwind. I can't believe that. I mean, minimum 3 or 4 times.
Well, by the 3rd day, it's evident that consistency is the most telling attribute so far, as evidenced by the first race win by Phoenix. They lead through the finish line, but then the next race they finish in an 8. The 3rd race at the Regatta win for Allegra. In the next race, they're really closing in on the podium. Quantum take a little bit of a fall with a 6th, but they still top the table.
Our conclusion is we're still alive, right? You know, we're hanging onto that cliff by our fingernails, but there's a lot of racing to go. There's 4 more races. You got to race every race, and everyone's racing, you know, to win, and it's all wide open still.
Well, day 4, patience is required. There's a little bit of a delay waiting for the racing to start, waiting for the breeze to come in, and it's mid-afternoon when Sled win the first race, leading at the top mark and all the way around the course. Quantum Racing takes second, and it means an 8-point lead going into the second race, but they're closed out at the top mark. They have to jibe round, and while Platoon go on to win, Quantum Racing are 6th, and it sets up a big finale for the final day.
We got it a rather circuitous way. Being over the line in the first race wasn't too good, so that was probably a harder race to fight back, and get back to 5th in that race was pretty good, but it was really hard racing, and good to finish it off with a win.
We've just been a tiny bit unlucky to be a couple of meters behind the crosswind with Platoon, and they just got stronger, and then they just played rightly so against us and tried to spit us back in the fleet, and they succeeded pretty well.
And in CASCAIS, it was inspiring again to have a group of local young sailors join us for a beach cleanup, and for them to learn about all the initiatives and the ideas we're following to try and protect our oceans as best we can and our local environments. And while we always aim to leave a positive legacy behind us, that's to say cleaner beaches as well as better informed and more inspired local sailing communities, it was also great in CASCAIS to be rewarded by Sailors for the Sea as a Platinum Standard Regatta. It's all about changing behaviours and making a difference where we can. And the breeze is in with 20 to 22 knots on the start line. The surf is starting to roll in for the big finale. 3 points in it between Quantum Racing and Platoon. And it's off the start line, it's Platoon starting best with a beautiful time and distance. But up close to the ley line, Quantum Racing get the pressure and the shift and get through, breaking through Platoon. And their first win of the regatta comes just on time. Platoon in fourth gives them a comfortable lead for Quantum Racing going into the final race. So in the last race, Quantum just need a solid finish to win the title, and at the top mark they're actually ahead of Platoon, although both are deep in the pack. And as Preveza roll through to win their first race of the regatta, the world title is Quantum Racing.
You kind of take the good with the bad, and you know, it's ironic because I'd say the previous 4 days we started really well, and today we didn't start great. We were probably a bit conservative. We all have right on the brain, but how you get there is the tricky part. And you'd give Allegre and Platoon high marks for just backing themselves there. Doug brings a different dynamic to the boat and to the team. To be able to share this with him is awesome.
It just felt great to be on board. For many years, there would be world championships that I couldn't attend, and the team would sail and did well. But for the opportunity to be on the boat, to sail in a championship, the Rolex Championship is just pretty special, and to win it's been fantastic.
So the final standings, Quantum Racing win on 33 points, second are Platoon on 40 points, Allegra on 41, Phoenix 42, Sled on 44 in fifth. The 52 Super Series standings after two regattas, Quantum Racing lead on 52 points, second are Platoon on 66 points, third are Phoenix on 69 and Allegra fourth on 84. And so the circuit now moves to high summer on the Mediterranean in Puerto Portals, Mallorca for the third regatta of the season, Puerto Portals 52 Super Series Sailing Week. So join us in July on the Bay of Palma and share all the action.